Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independence Street, NOLA, and we're here to talk about the new moon in Sagittarius and also the Sagittarius full solar eclipse that are both happening on December 4th at 1:44 a.m. Central Standard Time. Um, most, I think all solar eclipses happen with new moons, so this is par for the course, if you will. But I will say that this is the last time we have a Sagittarius solar eclipse until 2029. So it's very exciting. So let's talk a little bit about this new moon slash solar eclipse. So as we know, when new moons occur, that is when the moon and the sun are next to each other. So they're deep conversations. So it's complete darkness. We're in the void, and we are in that energy of creation. And when I talk about this and I laugh, it's because I always feel like this great energy coming through, or like joy talking about this. So I always appreciate when you guys are listening. And I hope you can tap into this joy too, especially the joy of creation, because it's also the joy of the unknown, right? And I think that's the main theme of this solar eclipse, is that it is time to allow. It is time not to be so headstrong. It is time to receive. And we've been talking about the masculine, the divine masculine and divine feminine, and how they work together and how they work in tandem. and and I'm laughing because, once again, the more that I learn about it, the more that it changes. The idea doesn't change, but the understanding changes, and it becomes softer and more organic and more natural, and it just happens because I'm starting to understand this concept of allowing. And if you guys have known me for years, if there's one thing that I prided myself on, and it's like getting shit done. So the concept of just allowing, it was very foreign to me. So with this new moon slash solar eclipse, I ask that you tap into this energy of allowing. I talked a little bit about on December 1st, Neptune went direct, and it was in 20 degrees of Pisces, and it will never return to that point in our lifetime. So to me that, here we go. To me that signaled that it is the end of Pisces. It's the end of the age of Pisces. And I do believe that. I know a lot of astrologers do not. I do believe we're already into the energy of the age of Aquarius. The way I look at it is, yes, the age of Aquarius is a couple hundred years from now. At the same time, it's like when you're going to go see a band play or something, they rehearsal. It's not just like, oh, it's the time of the show. Here we are. We start prepping for things. So I definitely think that's how I see it. That's how I feel it. That's how it's been shown to me. So we can tap into these energies of the age of Aquarius now, and that's how I usually, that's how I read these things, and that's how I feel about it. So, and when I said that, because a lot of times when I talk about these things, I say there's no more energy. There's no more energy of those past hurts or those past ideas, and that's what I mean. So that energy, while yes, you can tap back into it, but there's no energy source for it. It's like when you blow out a candle and there's the smoke, and then the smoke clears, right? It's kind of the same thing. So the energy source for the age of Pisces has been blown out. Yes, there's going to still be some residue flying around, right? And but that initial energy source that kept us in those lower vibrations of fear and illusion and being unstable and not knowing why, and these weird karmic cycles that kept happening and happening. If you in September, we were talking about the end of karmic cycles, and now here we are, and I do believe it's the end of the age of Pisces, and here we are with this new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius, right, which is this new idea of creation, this new idea of beginning. So let's talk a little bit of how I see Sagittarius, and I think how this fits in perfectly with this trajectory. So to me, Sagittariuses are the adventurer, right? And to me, Sagittarius goes Sagittarius learns or observes or sees things, and then it goes into the wild, if you will, and puts them into practice to see if they still work, and then it makes up its mind. So I feel like this is a great time to come in to this energy of Sagittarius, especially coming out of the age of Pisces, because now the way we saw things, a lot of us are like, we're not seeing that way anymore. We're not believing those ideas anymore. We're not listening to that way of thinking anymore. So now we are getting new ideas and getting new ways of believing things in ourselves, or seeing our future, or seeing our reality as it is. And so now we can take that Sagittarian energy and start applying it and seeing how it works into our lives, and seeing how it works into the way we interact with the world, right? And now we get to start a new way of thinking about things, a new way of planning how to do things, a new way of believing in things with the Sagittarius energy. So I think that's so great. You know, it is a mutable fire. And I do believe that we need that fire right now. And we do need that idea of like, no, wait, I don't have to stay stuck in those old paradigms, if you will. I can create new paradigms. I can create new ideas and new energy. So yes, my friend Carly this morning said, I feel like we're in this big portal energy, and we really are. And because it's a huge shift, because that old energy has left the building, you know, and now we're seeding in this new energy, and we're going to keep doing that. But this is the initial stages of this big first push. So congratulations, everybody. We're doing it together. Yay, us. I'm going to talk a little bit about Venus in Capricorn, which she conjuncts Pluto on December 11th. And I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit because I already feel like this is coming in big time. And to me, that signals the end of codependency in many, many ways. And I'm just going to touch on that right now, and we can go into that later. But I just kind of want to bring that in. Like if you guys are experiencing these things, or things are happening and you're like, or things are really intense right now, because moving up until December 1st, where Neptune turned direct, I mean, we were just pushing. It was the final push, you know, to get these energies out that we don't know, or not that we don't know, but we don't need, or that we don't know. We don't know why things kept happening. We don't know why these same themes were circling, you know. We don't know why we agreed to end all our family drama, but we did. And we have, and we are, you know. And so just be aware that I believe, and I'm thinking, and I'm feeling that Venus conjunct Pluto in Capricorn is the end of codependency, right? Which is also a huge theme in the age of Pisces, which we just pieced out on. And this is also very interesting too, because my friend Jennifer, she is versed in Chinese medicine. She does acupuncture, and we were talking about things, and she kept describing water as fear, like the water element as fear. And I didn't get into it with her, like a deep conversation. So if you're like, well, I'm water, I'm not fearful, so don't take it that way. But it was just interesting when we were kind of talking about things the other day. She kept saying, you know, water, she saw water right now as fear. And so the fact that we have ended the age of Pisces, I feel like a lot of this fear will be leaving the planet, especially unfounded fears and, you know, fears that no longer resonate with us anymore. Like, you should be scared of it. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's not how it works anymore. So I find that very interesting that we had that conversation the other day, and she kept saying that. So once, you know, again, new moon, start thinking about these things that you want to seed, you want to plant. It is eclipse. You know, I always see eclipse as wild magic. It's going to happen. It's going to happen because it's wild magic. So if you are doing your rituals and intending and all that stuff, pay reverence to that wild magic. Pay reverence to, you can't will this, W-I-L-L. It's going to do what it needs to do for the best and your highest good, okay? Don't be like, oh no, I just started the apocalypse. That might have happened in the age of Pisces, friends, but not in the age of Aquarius, okay? So, because we're moving into these higher vibrations. So, give reverence, give thanks to where you are, give thanks to where you want to go, give thanks to the things that have ended, give thanks to this new energy going in, give reverence to the idea of nature and wild magic and allowing spirit, source, science, rocks, whatever, that they are helping you, angels, moving you forward into your highest and greatest good. Because that's what they're there for. That's what they're here for. That's what they love. And we're going into this new stewardship for ourselves and for our earth and for everyone else, right? The age of Aquarius is the individual and then the collective. And so this energy is coming in greatly. And this energy of Sagittarius, the adventurer, learning new things and then seeing how we can apply them to ourselves and then apply them to the whole world before we make that decision. This is real exciting times. This is exciting energy. And before I leave, I just want to say, this can be soft. The reality of it is when we start waking up and seeing things, that's a lot of emotions. It's just not like, oh. Sometimes it is just like, oh, and other times it's like, what the fuck? So just know that, okay? And know that if you do feel like a victim, that is normal. Victimhood and that feeling of victimization is part of the human experience. At the same time, you don't have to stay in that. That doesn't mean you are a victim for the rest of your life. You see it like that, you can get, you can talk to people, you can do things, therapy, all that stuff is there. It's not to keep us in that energy of victimization, of being a victim. I was victimized. But it is a real energy, and it is a real thing that happens on planet Earth, and it is a real human experience. You can also experience many other things as well. So keep that in mind as, the lights start coming on with sure things, we start opening up to new things, and just start. I ask you to plant that seed of allowing, because it can be really beautiful. Okay, my babies, I'm going to leave it here. I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving or whatever you decided to or not celebrate. I hope it was joyful. We are day 2 into, moving into the Yule season here. And so Michelle and I will be doing a live broadcast on December 20th as we celebrate the shortest day of the year in the beginning of the Yule season. So, of course, if you guys have any questions, just slide into my DMs or leave a comment below. And I can't wait to talk to you guys all soon.